Yo, it's Sam with Double Player. Hope you're all doing well. Today is going to be our second season of the Super Mega Baseball 3 series. And to begin, we have a few players that left. We lost 5 players. 2 had to resign because of scandals, apparently. I forgot that was a thing. 1 player retired of age. I think he was in his late 30s. And then we had 2 became free agents. So during this offseason, we have $43 million to sign the 5 players to replace it. It was our closing pitcher, relief pitcher, a outfielder, another outfielder, and then I think he was either our first baseman, second baseman, or shortstop. I'm not sure which one he was, but we're just going to get into that. We have 32 rounds to sign people, and how the offseason works is the first round, everyone's going to be asking for the most money, and as you go through rounds, the CPU teams sign people while the players also get less expensive. So there's some strategy into waiting, but not waiting too long until your players get bought up. So we're just going to have to see who we sign here. So the first signing I'm going to go after, I'm going to go round 1 since we need, I think, 2 outfielders. I'm going to get rid of Ollie Duran. He's the one that went to free agency, and I'm going to sign Marker Noggin. He's a B+ over Duran's B rating. He sacrifices a little bit of arm, but mainly matches his batting stats, which is kind of what I was going for. And he also has inside pitch and tough out. He's going to be asking for 19.6 mil, which is a lot. And Ollie Duran used to be 6 mil, but I think he was asking for like 15. But he also had RBI dub, so I figured I'd put 4 mil to get someone a little better, who's going to do more work when I simulate. Our next target's going to be another outfielder for RC Special. She was a B- left fielder position while also just having secondary outfield. She was mainly a fielder, so I actually went a little cheaper. She was originally 4.5 mil. I think she wanted about 10 mil. And we signed Orville Curry, who can do right field and left field, so pretty much everything but center field, which is good with me. And he's mainly a power hitter who's just mid and everything else. He's a C+, so we did go down a bit, but we were able to get him for 3.7 mil. So for a powerful bat, I think it's pretty worth it. Next sighting was kind of a quick one. It was for Oakley Gould, the second baseman and shortstop who retired. He was a C+. We just signed a C rating because we already have a second baseman and we have plenty of shortstops. But Ada McGee's that signing, power hitter, so pinch hit in a clutch moment, while also being good at fielding, and he only wanted 4.2 mil. So easy signing just for backup. Fast forwarding a couple rounds, I dive into relief pitching. I didn't really see it being too worth getting really expensive pitching here because our pitching was already pretty decent. But we lost Kyle Klin, our closing pitcher, to those scandals going on. I can't believe our team would do that. And we trade out his $4.8 million contract for a 7.6 B+ rated Adrian Mars, who instead of just having velocity is much more all-around rated, just better. And he also has K-Man, which with 2 strikes makes him pitch a lot better. So pretty worth the pickup and should be a nice addition to our rotation. And the final signing, I just skipped all the way to the end of the rounds to get possibly the cheapest pitcher. There wasn't a lot left, so I ended up having to go Jordan Burgess for 7 mil over the scandalous Quick Grips, both relief pitching and pretty much the same pitcher, both B rated and everything. So decent pickup, shouldn't be any problems there. After doing all those signings, I would do just a few more just to get some more money in our pockets because some of our people were a little overpaid, and it being the last round, some people were going really cheap. So we went from 1.2 mil left to 4.3 million left so that we can still get some development points to upgrade some of our younger players. And that will be all of the off-season signings, and so we're going to move on to the regular season. The new lineup's going to be McGuire at left field, batting first, Dishwasher, center field, batting second, Ortega batting third, playing first base, Deaconess batting fourth, playing shortstop, Bass batting fifth, playing second base, Noggin batting sixth, playing right field, Skinner batting seventh, playing DH, Sormore batting eighth, playing third base, and Klein batting ninth, playing catcher. Our new ace starter is also Snow, who's going to be pitching leadoff, and we kind of can already see how this game is going. We turned up difficulty to 10, and it's really not going to change a lot, so be prepared for the absolute slaughter. The first inning, we hit 4 home runs and go up 6-0. The second inning, we'll actually only hit 2 home runs, get 3 runs to go up 9-0. The third inning would kind of be our big inning with 14 points being put on with 11 home runs, and we obviously got the pitcher taken out. Came back in the third inning, kicked them again while they were down, hitting 7 home runs for 9 runs, once again making them pull their pitcher. In the fifth inning, we would put up 13 points and hit 9 home runs, once again getting their pitcher out of the game. Sixth inning kind of sucked. We only scored 1 point through 1 home run, but now we have 46 points and 46 hits. Yikes. In the seventh inning, we come back to form, putting up 14 points, making it 60-0 with 10 home runs. In the 8th inning, we're going to tack on 3 more points, making it 63-0 with 2 home runs. In the top of the 9th, we end up putting 11 points on them with 7 home runs, ending the final score at 74-0 with 76 hits to their 0 points, 1 hit, and 2 errors. We ended up getting 7 walks during the game and hitting an astonishing 55 home runs. Comparing that to our 97 at-bats, we hit a home run every other at-bat, which is just insane, but for the difficulty, it makes sense. It's pretty much just a home run fest, just floating pitches down the middle for me to tank 450 feet. So with that massive victory, I ended up simming the rest of the season. I think I played one other game just to secure our spot in the playoffs so we wouldn't have any foolish business there, but we ended up winning our division with a 10-6 record over our 8-6 rivals, the Night Warriors. We didn't have the best record in baseball. We were tied for the second best. The Man Traps of the other conference went 12-4, and then everyone else was kind of just the same as us, except another division whose best team was 7-7. So, on to the playoffs. We're set up to face our division rivals, the Cockatoos. We dismissed them convincingly. I don't even have to play a game. We beat them 1-0 in the first one, 5-3 in the next one, and 4-3 in the next one for a 3-0 sweep. And we're going to face our other division rivals, the Night Warriors, who just beat the Gazelles in a 3-2 series. Against the Night Warriors, we do have a bit more trouble. We lose the first game 2-0, win the second game 5-1, and lose the next game 1-0, putting us at a 2-1 deficit, forcing me to go play. I play the first inning, put on about 10 runs, and we win 10-4. And then the next game, I do the same thing, and we win 13-5, getting a 3-2 win over the Night Warriors, advancing to the playoffs. We're facing the Icebirds, who were the number 3 seed, and beat out the Man Traps in a 3-0 sweep. The Man Traps are the best team in the league, who had a 12-4 record, while the Icebirds were still pretty good. Seeing how my team kind of struggled in the sim games last series, I kind of expected I'd have to play a couple in this series just because the Icebirds beat the first team 3-1 and then ended up sweeping the Man Traps, who were a good team that also swept their opponents. But turns out we end up 3-0 sweeping them, take the first one 7-2, take the next one 5-2, and the last one 6-2. So we come out with a sweep in the finals. Pretty impressive for our team. So that means we claim our second title. We've claimed it on 0 difficulty, and now we've claimed it on 10 difficulty, which they call casual. And so the next one, we're going to go up to 20 next season when we start the off season again. And I'm excited to see it. And now we can move to our other segment where we talk about the best regular season player and playoff player as well for our MVPs. The regular season MVP race for my team definitely came down between the catcher, C+ rating Aaron Klein, and the shortstop, who I believe is B+, Jackson Deaconess. Jackson being the predominant power hitter who hit the second most home runs at 18 and had the most RBIs on our team, while also hitting for 442, slugging 1,200, and having a 1,700 OPS. And Klein, who played 4 less games, hit 11 home runs, 22 RBIs, but batted .592 and had a 1945 OPS, almost reaching the 2 mark. While Klein does show a lot more in advanced metrics, I'm going to have to give it to Deaconess just because Klein only played 3/4 of the season while Deaconess played every game, just making it more obvious why his stats kind of went down, but his counting stats almost doubling his RBIs, having 7 more home runs, 5 more hits, 2 more walks, more stolen bases, I think 3 more. I would just have to give it to him there. The playoff award is a little more complicated as the hitters, the ones that played all 11 games, did not hit very well, with a lot of them having an OPS of under 800 with below 300 averages. And the people that played, say, 6 games with London Skinner, she'd have an 1100 OPS, but only played 6 games for half the at-bats as others, with 2 home runs, 9 hits. I mean, really good play all around, almost a 400 average, but only playing half the games. Orville Curry would probably be my go-to with 9 games, 28 at-bats for 10 hits, 2 home runs, batting .357, 1100 OPS, and 1 more RBI than Skinner. He would also get 6 more walks, which really just helped him get on base. Because I can't really find a batter who did all around well, who played a lot of games and hit well, I'm actually going to move to pitching, and that would come down to Lax Snow, our ace starting pitcher, and Tandy Carpenter, a relief pitcher. Well, Lax Snow did do more in terms of innings. He had 19.2 innings for a 3.2 ERA, but he did get a 1-1 record in his 3 starts. He would lead our team with 26 strikeouts and did pitch to a .171 average, which is pretty strong in terms of pitching average against. getting a below 1 whip. It's pretty hard to choose between him and Tandy Carpenter as well. But in 3 games, he would give up that 3.2 ERA. Being the highest ERA on the pitching staff, it would be hard to give it to him, even though it seems like he would have a below average BABIP. But they don't have BABIP on pitching, only hitting for some reason. So I'm going to have to give it to Tandy Carpenter, who would get 3 wins to 1 loss in 7 games for 14 innings, and getting 17 strikeouts, being the second most as a relief pitcher, which is pretty crazy. Maybe not the greatest whip with the 1.4. Again, his BABIP is probably higher than his average, unlike Lax Snow, but based on the stats I have here, I'm going to have to give it to him because it definitely seemed like he contributed a strong amount to the team in holding those games together while also picking up some wins. Which leaves Jackson Deaconess as our regular season MVP and Tandy Carpenter as our playoff MVP. That's going to wrap up season 2. We're going to be going to season 3 next episode. We're going to be going to the 20 difficulty. I believe it's medium, and I'm excited to do that. Hopefully it gets somewhat harder, but I can't imagine it really will. If you're just tuning in, I think I said it gets a little more challenging around 50, but it's still like a home run an inning, which just makes it really nothing. But I have been seeing that they're hitting me more often, getting a few hits in there, but I don't think I've given up a run yet, so it's just still no challenge, but I'm excited to see a little more competition as we keep increasing. Like always, I hope you all have a good week or day, however long it takes for you to hear that again, and I appreciate you for viewing. I'll see you next time. This is Sam out.